You wake up one day and something feels off. Nothing is necessarily wrong, but something doesn't feel right either. You're going through your day like normal, but there's this quiet feeling in the background like you're not where you're supposed to be. You thought by now things would make more sense, in that you'd feel more certain, more confident, more settled, but instead everything feels unclear. If you felt this way, you're not alone, because there's a reason so many people feel lost in their 20s. For most of your life, everything was structured. There was always a next step. School gave you direction. You had a system. Do your work, pass your classes, move forward. And even if you didn't love it, at least you knew what you were supposed to do. There was a path. But then your 20s start, and suddenly that path disappears. No one is telling you what to do anymore. There's no clear next step, no roadmap, no structure, just choices. Too many choices. You can go into a career, start something on your own, go back to school, move somewhere new, try something different, or stay exactly where you are. At first it feels like freedom, but over time it starts to feel like pressure, because now every decision feels like it matters. You sit down and try to figure things out. You think about your future, where you want to be, what you should be doing, but the more you think about it, the more confusing it gets. Every option leads to another question. What if I pick the wrong path? What if I waste time? What if I fall behind? So instead of choosing, you wait. You tell yourself you'll figure it out later. But later turns into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And that quiet feeling in the background gets louder. And then there's something else that makes it worse. You start looking around. People your age seem like they're moving forward. Someone got a job, someone moved to a new city, someone started building something, someone looks like they have everything figured out. And even if you were fine before, now you start questioning yourself. Why am I not there yet? What am I doing wrong? Am I behind? But here's the part no one really talks about. Everyone looks like they know what they're doing, but most people are just guessing. Your 20s are the first time in your life where there isn't a system to follow. You're not just completing tasks anymore, you're trying to build a life. And that's not something you can solve by thinking about it long enough, because this isn't a problem with one right answer. It's something you figure out by moving, trying things, failing, adjusting. But most people don't do that. They stay in their head trying to think their way to clarity, when in reality, clarity comes after action, not before it. The people who seem like they have direction aren't the ones who figured everything out first. They're the ones who started even when they weren't sure, even when it felt uncomfortable, even when they knew they might be wrong. And slowly things began to make sense, not all at once, but over time. And that's the part no one tells you. You're not supposed to have everything figured out in your 20s. You're supposed to be figuring it out. So if you feel lost right now, that doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're at the point where your life is no longer decided for you. And that feeling, as uncomfortable as it is actually where everything starts. Because you don't find direction by waiting. You find it by moving, not perfectly, not with a full plan, just moving. Pick something, follow it, learn from it, adjust, and slowly that feeling of being lost starts to fade. Not because you've figured everything out, but because you finally started.